Hey guys, Steve and Roxanne here. Basically, we want to talk to you about our video update for the week of January 8th. And so, I guess there's been a couple things that we're trying to do as a team this week, and specifically two of those things are we're going to try to increase stretching and we're going to be maintaining the 5 second count, which is something that we have been focusing on for the past 2 weeks.
On the eccentric full negative.
Yeah, it's important you note that. We're not doing 5 second count on the regular reps. That's important.
Or the partial. That'd be dumb.
5 second partial. But I guess the stretching kind of goes hand in hand with maintaining the 5 seconds, just because when we do maintain the 5 second partials, our rest days we're even more sore and we even need that rest to a greater extent. Take for instance last Sunday when we did back day, we felt until this Thursday. I mean that was like 4 days of just, it wasn't pain, but it was just like a really tight feeling and it was just like, wow, I worked out my back, And so it really just exacerbated the need for us to really focus on stretching and to really make sure that we do a very proficient job at it. I guess, on an individual level, right now, I'm not going up in weight. Well, I haven't been going up in weight, but I'm going to be going up in weight this week. There's a couple exercises where I feel I could do a little bit more. There's a couple fences where I'm also like on the fence. Rear delt. I'm always so tired by the time we get to that, but I'm doing so little weight. I'm doing 15 pounds. And I hate picking up those 15-pound weights, but I do it. I just, but by the time I'm doing it, I'm just like forcing myself to do it, and it's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm pathetic. That's what I'm really trying to say. But also like side races, I'm only doing 20 pounds. But we're just trying, it's kind of hard to gauge how much pressure your partner's putting on, how much resistance you're actually applying, just because, your partner's arms are out there, so they're not at your hands, so there's this leverage, And so it's actually hard to gauge how much pressure we're putting on and if we're putting on the proper resistance. So there's a couple ones where we're on the fence, but we're going to be going through that this week. So you'll see some of our poundages increase, some of them stay the same, and maybe some Rosses will drop. I guess, do you have anything to talk about, Mike?
Yeah, I'm having the same thing with the full 5 seconds. It's definitely like tearing my muscles up. I'm noticing visible gains at this point right now, especially in my chest and back. They look bigger than they ever have. My arms do too, but my arms, the growth has not been as intense as like with my chest and back, and I think it's just because my arms always lag behind everything else. So I have to usually, I used to hit them twice a week to maintain a proportionate look and a good balance. I don't know what I should do about that. Maybe just, I'm just sticking to the routine. We're just doing what Tom said and exactly what's outlined. We haven't even experimented with alternate exercises yet. If Tom thinks that's a good idea, like we'll start doing that. Because I used to switch up my, I wouldn't switch up my split and my schedule, but I would switch up exercises a lot and hit, instead of skull crushers, I would do, cable pull downs or something like that. But we haven't done that. We've just been sticking to exactly what was laid out. I'd like to start maybe changing it up if Tom thinks that's a good idea, because the variation has always hit my body well. I always notice it when I shock them into feeling something else. So I'll see what Tom thinks about that. But
I think the biggest gains that I've experienced have actually been in my shoulders. I was looking at the before pictures actually this week, and one of the things I've actually noticed is just when I stand still, even cold, my shoulders look different.
Your pecs look bigger too.
My pecs look bigger. He notices. I don't. It's weird.
Training partners do.
But I guess my shoulders look bigger, and that's something that's that was always lacking for me. Just because it's not that I didn't put a lot of importance on it. It's just because I never really had an effective way to work them out, and I really feel that Hellcentric has been an effective way to work them out and get them pumped. Like they're looking pretty good. It'd be awesome to have like cannonball shoulders. That's like the ultimate goal of a lot of guys. And I'm one of them. I'm not beneath that. So that's a real nice benefit. And I guess a couple different things are going on in this program. There's diet and cardio aspect for me involved as well. So my diet has actually been recently got decreased about 2 weeks ago. So it's actually a lot easier to maintain that diet. My appetite is on par with that diet, so I feel like it's a very possible diet. We're going back up to Fairfax tomorrow. We're still down at my parents' house. And, being with family makes it tricky to stay to diet, but I've been doing a pretty good job. And, I've posted some diet logs to that effect. So I'm happy about that. I feel like that's pretty successful. But it'll be even easier to have strict adherence to my diet when I go back up there, which is something I'm looking forward to.
It's easier when you're on your own. You call all the shots of what you make.
Yeah.
For meals.
and especially when you're trying to eat less than 25 grams of fat per day, and that's really where I have the problem. Is just because my parents like to eat out and they like me to come along, and restaurants don't like putting very little fat in things, so I have to constantly be asking for them to make, make it grilled instead of fried or broiled or anything like that. So it's doable. It's just it's going to be a lot easier when I'm doing it myself.
It'll be easier for me to hit my higher numbers when we're back where we live, just because, I mean, staying with Steve's family, I'm not going to sit around and demand a bulky meal every 2 hours.
He does, though, actually.
I definitely don't. I supplement, I mean, we eat a good amount, and, well, I do. But, and when I can't hit those, I still supplement with my gainer, just like to make sure I'm hitting my numbers. I prefer Whole Foods a lot more, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. If that makes sense, because I drop weight real quick, so I don't mess around when it comes to my diet. I don't want to. I just feel like if I miss a meal, it's like just going backwards, and that drives me nuts.
And I guess for me, the last thing is cardio. Ross is not really. You don't have the cardio demands that I do, but my cardio demand is a half hour a day. And that's. I've been doing pretty well with that. It's still tough as hell. I'm not a fan of cardio. That's putting it gently.
Cardio sucks.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and I'm getting through it. It's really just a mix of jogging, not really outside. It kind of got cold, but jogging, biking, elliptical. I mean, I'm changing it up just because like I said, in the last video, I think I just get real bored. I'm just like literally, I feel like I'm just standing there spinning a wheel. So I'm just trying to keep it a little bit exciting, changing it up. But between the diet and cardio, I actually went down 1 pound this week, which again doesn't seem like that extreme, but I know my metabolism, and usually like you'll start seeing losses after 2 weeks with me, and that's just something I know because I've done it before. So I'm not worried about that, and fluctuations for the first week, not a big deal. So yeah, do you have anything to add as far as cardio?
Nope, my weight's been going up. I'm happy with that. Not poundages, but my actual body weight is going up. So I'm happy with that. I'm still doing light cardio, very light. If I'm jogging or on the elliptical or anything, it's for a very short period of time. I try to do a lot of abs lately though. Not too much. I'm not gonna sit around and do 1,000 crunches when I could be putting up some weights. But I like Tom's ab routine that he posted in the video. That's a good one for me. Because I would like to have some core definition at least, for the contest. This is a mass gaining program, but at the same time I feel like, it's good to try to look our best. But more so I'm focusing on bulking than any of that. That's just kind of like an added bonus on off days if I have the energy, which I mean, to do that, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm not going to lie.
You remember when he said he had nothing to add? All right, so basically that's our update for this week, and we hope you guys have a good one. We'll check in with you next week.
All right, see you guys.